What's going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here. Welcome back to a brand new F1 2017 career mode video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with the Brazilian Grand Prix, and we've just got 2 rounds to go now until this season ends, which it feels like it's yesterday since I started it. But anyway then, so as you can see, we're doing what we tend to do, which is going through the R&D tree. And you can see that the most popular teams was Haas, McLaren, and probably Sauber in terms of signing us for a contract next season. That's if a contract actually comes around, of course. But anyway, we're here and we're kicking things off. But first of all, I would like to say a nice thank you to everyone for showing a lot of interest in the subscriber championship concept idea that I had in mind. Now, there tend to be more viewers on the career modes and also on challenges. So if you haven't seen it, it's my last video, which was uploaded on Wednesday. If you want to go and check it out and have a little look at it, let me know. Not let me know. Just have a look at it. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And yeah, we will go forth from there. People have been asking about entries. No one has been entered into anything as of yet in SubChamp. That was literally a concept idea, seeing if it gathered people's interests. Now that it seems to have gathered interest from people, then in the next video, which will be about a week or 2 weeks time, I will have extra details. I'll have times of when things start, so when you actually enter the championship, you know everything that's going to go on before you actually put your name down. And then I will tell you who are the hosts for the PC and the PS4 users. In fact, you'll know who the PC user is in terms of the host, because I've announced it on my Twitter page. And yeah, that's where it's going to go from there. So let's move on then into career mode. So we did the track climatization and also the qualifying simulation run. Didn't really want to do any of the practice sessions because I just didn't really feel like it, to be honest. Yeah, didn't really feel amazingly comfortable in the car, especially in the middle sector, struggling a little bit for time. Into Q1 then, things went well for us, and we had a very nice lap time. Into Q2, we set a 194, which was pretty decent. Rain started to come down a little bit. 4/10 off the pace of Lewis Hamilton, who's on a set of soft tyres, but I knew I could find a hell of a lot more on track, as I really just wasn't hooking up the best lap possible. Unfortunately, into Q3, however, the rain just got a lot heavier, and it was hard for me to set a quick lap in. So as we come across the line, Vettel sets a 1 minute 11 flat, whereas I'm only able to set a 1:12 flat, and I couldn't go any faster than that. But somehow, Sergio Perez has gone and absolutely blasted his way to pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I'm left all the way down in 6th place. So really bad qualifying session for myself. I was expecting to get into the top 2 rows, from 1st to 4th, but unfortunately I'm on the back of the 3rd row, which is not where I wanted to be in this Grand Prix. But that just means that we're just going to have to push harder in the races. We are told that we need to finish in 4th, beat Kimi Raikkonen, and also place 4th in the championship target. Now, the championship target is something that we don't need to worry about because, of course, you know, we've won the championship, of course. But as you can see here on your screens right now, there's been a lot of grid penalties, and we're starting on the front row for this Brazilian Grand Prix. And you can see how Vettel has got a penalty, Ricciardo has got a penalty, Verstappen has a penalty, Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen all have penalties. So everybody that was in front of me, bar Sergio Perez, had a penalty. So now I'm on the front row of the grid. They're all out of position, and all I've got to do is pass Perez and take the lead, and then hopefully have a very, very clean and very quiet race. So yeah, I'm now in the box seat for this race. We're going to be doing the 2-stop race, starting on a set of super soft tyres, going to 2 sets of soft tyres. Takes the end of the race. And as you can see then, just getting ready for lights out here in this Grand Prix, and just waiting and checking through. But as you can see on the grid now, we've got 5 red lights here, putting the car into lean mixture, and it's lights out. There we go here for the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And look at that, the lean mixture tactic, which a lot of people have asked about, working perfectly there in towards turn 1, completely out-dragging the Force India of Sergio Perez. And now Esteban Ocon, with a cracking start up front, has managed to get himself into 3rd at this stage of the race. But we're just going to continue on our way now, as I believe Sainz might have just passed Ocon then, and then got back past him again. So a little bit of hustle and tussle behind, which is perfectly fine. That's just going to allow me some clean air to push off into the distance. And on to lap 4 of the Grand Prix now. The gap is 3.6 seconds, but the safety car has actually come out in this early stage of the race. The safety car has been deployed. I have no idea why it's come out or what for, but my team has offered to change strategies to go onto a set of soft tyres and then to a set of mediums for the end of the race. And I'm actually going to follow this strategy, and I'm going to pit straight away for the first of 2 stops in this Grand Prix. Now, you're probably thinking, why am I doing this? This is a little bit of a gamble. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't really expecting to do this, But my plan is this. When I was coming around, instead I was going to rejoin in 7th place. This now means that I can go ahead and basically do a quick reset. Lose 4 laps, that's fine. But now this means that I'm on a technical 1 stop for the rest of the race. But being up in 7th place means that I can overtake all of the back markers and then pull away and get a gap. Everyone will not pit at this stage of the race, so they'll be doing a 2 stop. Whereas I am on now a brand new 1 stop strategy, technically, of course, count out the stop that we just did. So it kind of means that I'm in the box seat to do 1 less stop than everybody else, and I'm only down in 10th place, and there's not exactly a lot of fast drivers in front of me. I believe only Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull is the one in front, so I've put myself in a good position, but we'll just have to see how the strategy pans out. That's Ricciardo there, and we're going to go down the inside of Pascal Wehrlein, and also make it stick on the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn there on the top of the screens, getting straight past him, who nearly makes contact there with Pascal Wehrlein, but we make the move stick, and now we go round turn 3 here in the S sections. Danica Fiat next on our hit list, as we need to start making some progress. I'm changing it onto the medium tyres there, because of course I'm pitting very early for these soft tyres, so I doubt I'll be able to get these to a stage to go onto a new set of soft tyres. We'll just have to wait and see now, but we're closing up to the back of Danica Fiat here, getting a nice run here, coming up the hill now, very close to the back of his car, and I believe into this next right-hander we'll get a move down the inside, and as you can see, we do just that. It didn't really give us a lot of space there. I had to sort of clip the grass a little bit when I was taking the curb, because very little space there was given from Danica Fiat, so very aggressive defensive maneuver, but that's perfectly fine. I'm down for a little bit of aggressive defending there from Fiat. He is more than happy, and he's more than welcome to do that, as we look now onto the back of Lance Stroll here, having a little look maybe into the last corner, just sort of had a little look there, but it was not really the best idea, because it sort of lost me a little bit of traction up the hill now for the final time here on lap 7, and now as you can see we have got, oh look at the straight line speed of this thing, we're going to go around the outside of Lance Stroll, very close to the back of Lance Stroll, maybe even making slight contact there, but into turn 1 we go, stunning overtake there, and that is Lance Stroll done and dusted and out of the way, and we can move on to the back end, slides on the exit of the S section. Now Daniel Ricciardo is who I want to attack next in this Grand Prix, and on to the end of lap 8, we've done the fastest middle sector of anybody so far in this race, and now we're closing up to Daniel here in this latest stages of this Grand Prix, and as you can see now, I didn't really get the best run actually through there, but you can see Daniel now looking for a place to attack as we set a new fast lap of the Grand Prix, but I'm going to Ricciardo by doing a special dive bomb move that Ricciardo always does on people, and I'm going to do it on Ricciardo himself there. Lovely overtake, very late on the brakes, and because turn 1 is such a wide corner, you can always sneak your car in, and there's always room for overtaking into turn 1. It's a really nice corner, but now we've got Esteban Ocon to deal with, and then we've got Carlos Sainz in front, so a little bit of action there between Ocon and Sainz going on, but yeah, Carlos Sainz is leading this this Brazilian Grand Prix. Just to kind of rephrase that, looking at it as we go down the inside of Ocon there, another sneaky maneuver, caught napping there Esteban, and that's something the AIs seem to do a lot at here at Brazil. They are caught napping a lot, but yeah, Sainz is leading this Grand Prix, so I think I'm going to try and basically put an end to that, and I'm going to go and try and get past Sainz, if you don't mind me, because me and my beautiful beast would like to be leading up front, if that's perfectly okay with you, Mr. Sainz. So we're going to put the car into rich mixture now, and we're also going to get the DRS as well here, but yeah, we're not as close as we were to Stroll as we were to Sainz, obviously, so we're going to have to use all the full extent of the DRS here, but look at that, the slipstream, the DRS, the straight line speed of the Mercedes-Benz, and we're going to come flying through past Carlos Sainz into turn 1, still a little bit side by side, so obviously we did need the full length of the track, but we didn't need to sort of dive it like we did on for the likes of, say, Daniel Ricciardo behind, but now, I need to hope that Carlos Sainz basically helps out with Daniel Ricciardo, but onto lap 23 of the Grand Prix now, we've skipped a lot of this race, and that's because everyone made their first stops of the race to pits for a set of mediums for some. So some people are actually doing a one-stop race. However, for myself, my strategy has changed once again. I selected to go into the medium compound tyres for the second stint, but as you can see, we're on lap 24, and I pitted at the end of lap 4. That means that I have done 20 laps on those soft tyres. I went so long on the soft tyres, and it was a brilliant middle stint. You know, I had to attack loads of drivers to get back up into the lead of the race. Then I had to look after the tyres, but yeah, I managed to go 20 laps on a set of soft tyres, and I was surprised about that, because my tyre wear is never brilliant, but yeah, we did an amazing second stint there, and now that meant, so you can see that I turned in very early for turn 4, showing how little grip I had in that stage of the race, but yeah, now we've got 13 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and Alonso unfortunately is out of the race, that I was able to just go onto a set of soft tyres. I probably could have pushed it and gone into another set of super softs, to be honest, but I decided to leave it as it was, go onto a set of soft tyres, and because of everybody doing their 1 stops and their 2 stops, the strategy played out absolutely perfectly, in fact. And yeah, you can see that we're going to come across the line and take the win here in Brazil. A brilliant win at Interlagos. And that strategy that I did under the safety car was the turning point in this entire Grand Prix. It worked to perfection, that strategy. Everybody made their stops, and it was crucial that I got past everybody at the start of my stint. Of course, everybody was still on their super soft tyres or whatever tyres they started on, but after the safety car had come in, I needed to get past everybody, and I did just that. Eventually then, everybody came in and was on their medium compound tyres. My soft tyres were still quite fresh, which meant that I was able to maintain the gap. Eventually then, Ricciardo was closing in the gap quite heavily. I took the soft tyres, God knows how long, and then of course I came into the pits. I was in front of the likes of Ricciardo and Hamilton, who are my closest rivals, and then of course they were on medium tyres that had been used since like lap 15, and I was on a set of soft tyres which were 10 laps younger. I was able to really stretch out that advantage and control the race in a way that I've never really controlled it before. Normally when I control the Grand Prix, it's just doing the normal strategy, being much faster than everybody else, and taking the race win today. Obviously, as I've said a lot of times, you know, when people are always asking, you know, turn the difficulty up, I've always said no, for the specific reason that on my strongest track, I am 7/10 a lap slower, and I don't like 110, which is why I don't move it. This is a comfortable gap for me. For an example, going back to Mexico, I may have won the race, yeah, but I wasn't exactly fast around there. I was very, very slow and a good half second off the pace each time. Lewis Hamilton has also jumped Sebastian Vettel after claiming a podium as well, so good stuff for him. But yeah, I mean, in Mexico, I was slower. You know, Vettel, Hamilton have had lots of DNS. Vettel has been shocking in the second half of the season. The gap was 30 points, and all of a sudden, he just retired in every single race possible. And in this race, for an example, yes, I won by a big margin, but I had to work for it. I had to think cleverly, and I changed my strategy in order to compromise for that and change into a theoretical new one-stop. So, you know, I know people have asked it, people keep saying change to 110, but I've raced on 110. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it. It doesn't make me enjoy the game. I want to make sure that I enjoy the game as much as I can. And yeah, so that's why I've kept it on what it is. And I have tracks that I'm strong at, and I have tracks that I'm not strong at. And because I'm in a Mercedes-Benz, of course, that may make some small difference, but oh well, it is what it is. But anyway then, we're into a classic event for the first time, an invitational event for like the first time in about 20 years. We're doing the, I believe this is the race here. So what the objective is we've got a mixed class race with myself in the C2 Rothmans Williams Renault, the 1996 one, and also then you can see what we've got to do is we've got to win the C2 event. So basically you can see that obviously the C1 classes are going to be off into the distance, and I will never see them for the day of light ever again. But I need to win the C2 class event, and as you can see here, I'm getting held up by Nieves, who is in front of us in the 1991 MP4-6, and I want to get past him as quick as I can because I'd like him to hold up the 1998 McLaren. As you can see, I brake very late here, but I also take a lot of the corner there, so yeah, he left me the space and I managed to make it through. Now I need to make sure that Nieves can hold up Moreno behind me, and eventually then it'll be a nice cruising set to the victory. And of course then that 98 McLaren, very, very quick in a straight line, but not exactly as good in the corners. So hopefully we can try and take that as a bit of advantage for us. And as you can see then, onto the back straight, onto the pit straight, even in fact now, you can see that Moreno is going to absolutely mincemeat Nieves, because of course he is in the 91 McLaren, which is not exactly as fast. And as you can see then, that's exactly what happened. So the McLaren was quicker than us in a straight line. There's just, of course, since this is the short circuit of the USA, he only really had the pit straight to make some sort of gains, which meant I was able to just keep that advantage there. As you can see, the C1 class is already coming towards the S section shortcut, but there we come across the line to take the victory here for this United States Grand Prix. So yeah, 2 wins in 2 races, but in 1 episode. Anyway guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care all, peace.